There is nothing worse than starting a stream and realizing that your headset is actually not fully plugged in, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass. Because I was talking and I was saying an awful lot of stuff there in that 60 seconds, and it's pretty much all gone to waste. So first things first, before I do any introduction, now I'm just going to make sure you can actually hear me. So I'm just going to hop on to my channel here quickly, and it says we're live anyway, which is the main thing. Oh yeah, I can hear myself. That's good. Okay, so first off, welcome back to the channel. Carlos1991 here, back after a bit of a lengthy absence. Been a little busy lately, so just haven't had the opportunities to get on and chat to you all and play a few rounds with the guys and whatever. So yeah, so glad to be back. What we're going to do today is we're going to be talking about the T.G.C Championship event. So if you're in the T.G.C Facebook group, or you've been chatting online over the last couple of days, maybe PSN or something like that, I may have brought up the T.G.C event. So what this is just an opportunity really for me to give a little bit more details into what's actually going to be happening, what is the event, how it works, how can you play, the format, the rules, everything. Well, at least as much as I know for sure right now. I have a pretty good idea of how I want the tournament to be. There'll obviously be a little bits and pieces here, there and everywhere that they're kind of organized after I've got final numbers kind of thing, but the numbers are fantastic right now, so that's brilliant. So I haven't done a YouTube video yet since, but the RCR World Tour is gone. It's not going to be there anymore. The reason for that is it's just time consuming really. I feel like I'm gone most of the time, and then when I'm here, I've obviously got other things going on in my life. I've just started a family and stuff like that, so it really didn't make a whole pile of sense to keep it going, because I felt like I couldn't give enough to the society for it to continue the way it has. Like there's not, like for example with testing out courses, that's so much more work now than it used to be, and that's simply down to the fact that if you want to change up the course conditions, like if you want to make them a little bit faster, a little bit firmer, or anything like that, if the course isn't designed to 187, there's a good chance those courses are going to be just flooded with awkward and horrible pin positions on red lines and yellow slopes that weren't there because you may not have designed them there. So having to go in and play courses and then replay them and try to find conditions that suit, kind of thing, yeah, it was a massive pain, and I just kind of felt like, yeah, I'm barely managing to keep this going with the workload that's already there. I said I couldn't keep going, so that's it. So that, along with just a couple of other things. Oh wow, that's a very fast. That's a great start. It's kind of been very very typical of how my experience has gone on T.G.C so far, which isn't that great. I would have considered myself pretty decent at T.G.C too, and not so much now. Not at this one anyway. Finding it very, very tough. Tempo is a big thing. Have I got the tempo down ish? Like it's not all that bad, but one thing I definitely don't have down is putting. I cannot putt to save my life in this game. So anyway, now that we've gone over my little update of how things are going T.G.C wise for me, let's actually get into the event itself. So the idea behind the T.G.C event actually came from a fella I play with regularly. You might know him as well from the channel, is MScarn FBI, or Ian Cook. And he came to me actually in T.G.C2 with like a league idea for the game, and to try and maybe set something up, or could I help him out and try and get something off the ground and running, and advice and stuff like that. So we looked at it, and then I suppose the more we looked at it, the closer it got to the end of the game itself. I mean, TGC 2019 was coming out as well, and we were just kind of like, well, there's no point because there isn't as many playing TGC2 as there will be TGC 2019. If we give it a month after release, there'll be way more people playing that than TGC2 at times. So we held off. So I was even setting up a World Cup um, golf tournament, and I pulled the plug on that too because it didn't seem worth my while to go in and try to like rally together numbers when they just weren't there. So kind of held out a little bit. So we've he's very very nicely given me the green light on kind of robbing his idea, and then tweaking it a little bit to create this event for you guys. Please go in. Oh yes. So the TGC event is essentially a regional match play league championship. That's the easiest way to describe it. It's basic. What I'm trying to do is I'm basically trying to create. If anyone is familiar, like obviously anyone from the US will be familiar with the setup of the NBA, the NFL, stuff like that, where they'll have like divisions and leagues, and then you'll have a certain amount from each division will go through then into the playoffs, and then you might have like a wild card, which is like a what's the best way to call this? Like it's the sudden death kind of thing. The best two losers kind of thing go into a match for a spot in the playoffs. So what I am aiming to do is I'm hoping to have a US league or a North American league, depending on what the uptake is from our Canadian friends. We haven't had much from South America so far, so I was going to go with just Americas, both North and South. But it doesn't seem like we're like to be honest, I don't really see very many players from South America playing the game, so I'm not all that surprised. So yeah, we're mainly kind of looking at Canada and the US are going to filter into the American League. Then we're also going to have again hoping to have a European League. Now I know there is actually quite a bit of a European presence in the game, so hoping that we can have like a European League, and then we're going to have like a GBNI League, so your Great Britain and Ireland. And then probably something along the line of maybe like an Australasia, if I can say that correctly, or Oceania, I think it also goes by. If we can have kind of like an Australian Asian type league as well. And what will happen then is we'll just have everybody who's based in those regions compete amongst each other in a league format. And with that league format, then what we're going to do is I haven't really fully decided on how many games each person's going to have to play, simply for the fact that I don't even know the numbers just yet. But let's say, for argument's sake, whoever is in their league, they're more than likely going to play them twice, have like a home and away. That's how I would like to ideally run it. Then we're going to have a select number from each division. So a select number from the North American League, a select number from the GBNI League, a select number from the European League, and the I can't even say it. Oceania, is that it? Oceania League. And what's going to happen then is they're going to be filtered into playoffs, and what will happen then is they will be seeded, of course, based on how they did and how they performed in their respective leagues, and from there, what's going to happen is they're going to compete it out with the best from all the other leagues and try to find a winner. But that's kind of the core of it, and how the league is going to work is that's a terrible shot. It's going to work out very similar to the Premiership for anyone who keeps up to date with that, in terms of for each match you win, you're going to have 3 points. For each draw, it'll be a point each. For each loss, it'll be 0 points. And with that then as well, obviously because it's going to be a league, there's a very good chance you could end up with some ties. Sorry if I'm not doing anything on screen, I'm just trying to get this link into the Facebook group so just any of the guys can actually pop in and see it. But yeah, what we're going to do for anything to do with ties or anything like that, there's going to be goal. Well, it's in the Premiership, it's a goal difference, whereas what we're going to use it as a hole difference. So holes won versus holes lost. So that's going to be our deciding factor into who goes forward or not. If there is a case that there's any level points or anything like that whatsoever, it'll just help us kind of cover that one. Then in terms of how the setup is going to happen, they're all going to be live matches. That's one thing that I'm very, very, very much 100% on. We are going to have live matches, and the reason for that is just when you're playing ghost balls and stuff like that, there's no guarantee that the setup's going to be the exact same. Plus, the live match play format, it pretty much does everything for you, so it's actually quite simplistic. So it just works out better. And then once the matches are over, you just send a screenshot straight over to me, and I'll be able to look after everything. What it also does as well is it just kind of adds a little more to the matches. Playing them live and getting to have a bit of fun, and then if you choose to stream or choose to chat with your opponent, kind of thing, it just kind of builds it up a little bit, and I think it could make it into a really good tournament. Sit down. Oh, spin back. Okay, a little bit. Not bad. Might get out of here with par.
Is putting par back on the table for this hole. Nicely done.
So yeah, this is the part of my game that I'm very much been struggling with since moving to T.G.C 2019. I don't know what it is, like, because people say it's the exact same, but to me it's not. There is a difference with it. I think it's also very hard to hit a putt on the right line. I find it very, very difficult to, in comparison to TG2 at least, to hit a ball on the right line and keep it on that line, based on the analog. Oh, I've hit that too hard, have I? Oh, rockets in the back. So what I've been working on, and I've got a couple of tips from the guys who've played it a bit more than I have, and also are a little bit better than I am at it. And they've been giving me this little tip to reduce the amount I bring the analog back. So I literally move it back a millimeter, and what happens is your man on the screen continues to move it back, and then as soon as I have reached where I want to reach, I push forward, and apparently because of the smaller swing, it's going to give you a smaller room for error, which is brilliant. It sounds fantastic. So I'm working on it. I've played maybe 4 or 5 rounds with it now, but I don't think I've played it enough consistently to be able to execute it like I would like to. So the course we're actually playing, I just saw that Mark had actually brought it over onto the new game there. I think I saw it this morning. So this is it Three Cliffs? Which actually featured back in Three Cliffs Bay. There we go. It featured in what was the magazine? Golf World or something like that it was. But they had set up a design competition back when TG.C1 first came about. I think it was back in 2014 or something like that. And Mark entered it with this course, and he won it. So this is actually my first time playing it. I didn't actually get to play it in TG.C2. So it should be a bit of fun. Yeah, my pace is way off. Like you can see there now with the line that's on the putter there, is that it's my swing is way shorter than I would have done in TG.C2, but at the same time I'm still massively struggling with my pace. So yeah, anyway, back to the T.G.C Championship. So we have you're probably wondering what I'm doing right now, because I'm essentially playing a tournament in the Society of the T.G.C Championship. And what that is basically, because of the numbers we've received so far, I'm probably going to have to do split leagues. So there might need to be a league, or 2 leagues for America, 2 leagues for the UK. And that really just comes down to the fact that I don't want to have 20 players kind of playing, 20 or 20 plus players playing in the one league. So what I'm hoping to do, and I've set this event up today and I'm going to launch it on Facebook after this video, is just for people to, like, it's non-competitive. Oh no, there's a bit of money up for grabs, I will say that, or a bit of coins, I should say. But it's very chilled out. I just want people who are looking to play the TGC event to come into this tournament. So if you were previously a member of RCR World Tour, you're already in the society. You don't need to worry about it. If you haven't or didn't join before it disbanded, you will need to join the society, which is the T.G.C. Championship, and enter this event. And what I want you to do is just compete, just play your best. And from there, what I'll be able to do is gauge everyone's skill level. And from there, I'm going to try and create a balanced league for everyone, where everyone kind of has a decent chance to make it out of their league into the playoffs. Last thing I want is to have all the heavy hitters in one league, and then people who play the game casually, kind of like myself right now, in the other league, and then we get to the playoffs and it's the mismatches are unbelievable. So I think in the interest of fairness and everything else, I think it's better just to do it that way. So I'm playing my round at the moment. I have an idea of my skill level in this game, which isn't very good at the moment. So you don't need to worry too much about me, or, well, yet. As long as I don't get any better, you don't need to worry about me at all.
Going with the 9-iron here.
Go on, chase it up. Come on. Trying to judge these rollouts now is the new skill to learn. But yeah, absolutely. Now I can see there's a couple of guys there in the stream now, so welcome to the stream. I realise some of you may have joined in after I had I didn't really give away much new. I mean, it's everything that was there before with the TGC Championship event. But if you have any questions or you're curious about anything or how it's going to work, just pop your questions in the thread there below, and I'll be able to answer them as well as I can. A starting date for the event, I'm hoping to start at Ryder Cup week. I haven't finalised anything to date, but I am looking at Ryder Cup week. I launched it. Was it yesterday? Yesterday or the day before I launched it, regardless, and we've got like over 50 sign-ups already. So the sign-ups are coming hard and fast. So I'm just going to try and give that a little bit more time, and see who we can pick up as well. Now, if there's anyone here on the stream as well that haven't signed up and they kind of like the idea of the Match Play League, more than welcome to sign up. Just don't do it through YouTube. I'm never good at coming back to YouTube and getting people's PSNs, and it's just awkward and stuff like that. So yes, first of all, actually, I did not mention it is a PlayStation only event. So if you are Xbox, if you are PC, I'm very, very sorry, but I'm not going to be running it cross-platform. Plus, I can't really run matches cross-platform anyway, so that kind of kills that one before I even start. On the other side of things, hold on a second, let me just hit this one.
Well, this one's
awesome.
Looking like it's fine.
Now we're also going, like, obviously with we are going to have, it's going to be an ongoing basis. We're going to have matches each week, and I know people are going to be committed to other events and other societies and stuff like that. So my aim is there will actually be no more than 2 matches per week, if there's even going to be 2 matches per week, kind of thing. I just want to make sure that I don't try and do too much too soon with it, because what'll end up happening is that 1 or 2 people then will be committed to like the Shenanigans event or the Golf Club Association or something like that, and then TGC tours and this, and there's so much going on they can't play. So I don't want for anyone to feel like they can't compete. So we're going to go for 1, maybe 2 rounds a week. And the matchups are going to be completely decided at random. So everyone, like, once the leagues are decided, everyone's just going to go into a bit of a hat or a randomizer. I'll see if I can find one that's suitable, and gonna basically just drive one out, and everyone will play each other twice. That is the aim.
This is
Go
heading
on,
towards the
kick on.
green.
Ooh, nice little zip. I do love the aesthetics of the pitch
This
mark
putt's
now.
for
It
birdie.
is so much better. I mean, like before it was just a weird, like someone just came along and rubbed dog shit in the green. Like, excuse my language, like that, but that's exactly what it looked like. Just someone smeared a little bit of dog crap on the thing. But that actually looks like a legit pitch mark. The only thing is, if I'm pretty sure if I putted through it, it wouldn't actually bobble. But, you know, we'll allow it. Okay, so a little break off the first line. Okay, seems to be falling an awful lot at the end. Oh, I haven't hit it. Yeah, see, that's just I really don't
This
know
putt
how to judge
is
these
for par.
putts lately. If anyone has any tips, feel free to throw those ones in as well. I'll happily take them. But
And that
like for the
one's
short putts, I don't
lit
mind
up.
bringing the analog stick the whole way back. But I'm finding it so hard to get the pace of them right, and I'm trying to stick with this
And now we find ourselves in
method
the
as much as
second
I
hole tee
possibly
up.
can. And there's some days I putt like fucking Matt Kuchar or Zach Johnson, some of the best putters on tour, kind of thing. Like they're just all going in, and then there's other days and I'm putting like Stevie Wonder. So kind of having the best of both worlds right now, and I just kind of wish it was one. Okay, I've hit that a little bit
Pretty sure
right,
just
but I
gonna
got away with that.
forehand in the fairway here.
Come on, kick down the hill. It is a beautiful looking course, I will say that, and one I might actually feature in the event. What we're also going to do is we're going to have for each league match we're going to have the same
From
course.
here, about
So
230
in we'll
yards to the
say
green.
week one's matches kind of thing, it's all going to be done on the same course. We're going to have the same setup. If there's any weeks we play two games in 1 week, we will use that exact same course. We might just change up the pin positions. So it's literally just going to be based on weeks as opposed to rounds. Gives me a bit more time as well to do some research and get some proper decent courses for you. Okay, 224. It's pretty much playing into 224 downhill. Oh lord! Right, this one has to be like inch perfect to really pull off. Let's see what we can do.
And this is a 4-iron.
No,
This could be good. It's heading for the green here.
that went a long way. Wow. I did not expect that to actually carry up that much, but so kind of had a little bit of misjudgment on that. Who's watching the football later today? I can
Very
10 minutes
well
until kick-off.
played,
I'm
and
actually going
hitting
to
this
be
par 5 and 2 is going
I'll
to
put on
set up
Red
some
Zone
nice eagle
in a few
opportunities here.
minutes, but oh wait. Oh, right, okay. How come my chat isn't appearing on my screen? That's really messed up. Sorry guys, I'm actually only seeing the comments coming in here on my phone. I'm just realizing they're not actually appearing on the screen, which is really annoying. So hey Vlad, hey Adam is there as well. Ryan, yeah. So Ryan, there is a new society. It's not new. It's the RCR revamped essentially. So if you stayed on the RCR, you'll still be there. This is literally just an opportunity for me to kind of gauge what kind of skill level we have, and it's not going to be used for any of the matches. That's all going to be run outside of the society. So this is, you don't have to, like, I'm not asking everyone to participate in it. If you have the time, just quick round, give me an idea of where you're at, and then I can go ahead and try and separate those leagues. If you don't play well or whatever like that, and you have one bad round, sure, look, I mean, those happen. But just to get a rough idea, it would be much appreciated. Oh, she got the legs. She definitely got the legs. Not bad.
Ooh, I thought that one was going to
Jeez,
be
I
in.
kind of impressed myself a little bit with that one. It's amazing
Yeah,
the
about
small little
400
things that
feet
impress me
from
these
the
days.
green.
St Andrews earlier on in Ryan's society, and I think I was on the 14th, which is the par 5 on the back nine. It was the first round,
For the
and I
birdie.
had like 290 or something left into the green, so I just took out the driver and smashed it 303 yards off the deck or something. Absolutely ridiculous. But I love that about this game. I love the fact that you have the ability to take out a driver and actually hit it reasonably well. They don't always work out. They're very, very easy to kind of slip it off to the right or left, and obviously then with tempo coming into it, it can derail it a little bit, but it is so much fun. Having the driver off the deck is brilliant. Everything, my putting not so much. Perfect, nice little draw around the corner. So Vlad's saying, I just use feeling for the putt and use method getting speed right. Method I kind of always use for T.G.C too. But what was happening for me was that it was either going ridiculously long, ridiculously short, or ridiculously like miles offline. There was just no consistency to anything. Ooh, this looks interesting. I wonder could I get like to run this up the hill and all the way back down. Screw it, we're gonna try it. I'm thinking there.
And going with the 6 iron.
Oh, damn. Probably could have hit that a bit harder. Maybe went with a club more, but it is working out. Go on, track him back. Keep going. Keep going. Nah, not bad.
13 feet to go here.
Sorry, you know, just got a quick message pop in, so I'm just gonna quickly respond to that. But yeah, how are you feeling about the game so far? Like I genuinely, I might have just played like my double digit round or my like 10th round or something like that yesterday or maybe this morning. So I really, really haven't played this game much at all, and it shows. So I'm just kind of wondering what you all think so far. How do you find like the new game modes? Is the societies now a little bit of a letdown? Like, because in my honest opinion, I actually think that the society is going to take a huge drop in terms of people playing it or playing it consistently at least. I find that with all these new game modes, skins, the all-shot match play, live match play, and then people running like outside of society events for that, um, it's going to massively actually impact on the societies, which is fun. It got a bit repetitive towards the end of TGC2 when literally all you could do in the game was play around. You could play around, you could play a society, or you could design a course. So at least now there's a bit more to it than that. And in she goes. Sometimes they go in. I will say that. Sometimes they do go in. Actually, I meant to ask:
And next on the plate is the 8th hole.
Is it this week they have the week off, and then they have the Tour Championship next week? Is it? I don't know if anyone's keeping up to date with the PGA Tour at the moment, but I can't remember how they worked it. Were they working it in such a way that they had a week off after the Tour Championship, or did they literally just go straight from Tour Championship to Ryder Cup? Okay, 201, 192, down 6 feet. Let's throw a bit of loft on it.
I think that's a
again leaking a little right.
Oh, this is definitely heading towards the green.
And it's just gone now.
And this one's for birdie.
Okay, we've got quite a bit of work to do here now. Just trying to get a rough kind of gauge of what the screen is going to be like. And then I suppose on the far side of it then, like how it's going to... Yeah, look at that, like that slope is... I cannot afford to be too aggressive with this, otherwise I'll be down here, which really isn't good. Okay. Do. This one could really take a while. Vlad says, loving the designer, how much easier to make a hole now? Yeah, it's definitely much easier. I've kind of taken myself out of the designer. I like, I mean, I love the designer. I love going into it and doing things kind of thing, but um, just I suppose with how the last few weeks have went for me personally and stuff like that, just I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to give no one no bloody sob stories. I end up with that life. But yeah, I've fallen out of love with the game a little bit. I've fallen out of love with the designing aspect. I've just decided that for at least the foreseeable future, that all porting projects, all open projects, all new projects are pretty much just gone. For the time being, at least. What I have done is there might be some days where I'm just not feeling it, or just don't really want to get out there and play around kind of thing, and just I might hop into the designer and maybe like throw down a hold, or make a few adjustments on something and leave again, just to kind of settle the head a little bit. I like it. It's kind of like my little meditating times when I go into the designer and just mess about with it. But yeah, is that the alley challenge it's on now? I don't. Wait, what? Is that the alley challenge? I'm not sure I get you. But yeah, so I know I brought over Old Head, and there was other ones on the way to coming over, Wentworth, and Celtic Manor needed its touch-ups and stuff like that. But yeah, they're pretty much all gone on the back burner right now. Just give myself a bit of time, maybe play the game a little bit more and get better at it, and sort out some shit in the personal life and get things back on track, But I'm really looking forward to the T.G.C event anyway, the T.G.C Championship. Like it's based on the setup and everything else like that. It's definitely going to be a long haul. It's going to be a long season, with that kind of one, maybe some weeks 2 games a week. If some of the guys in one league are flying through it, what I might do is just give them more matches, as in not more matches, but give them their matches earlier, kind of thing, and let people go off and get it done, kind of thing. Like, so I'm not gonna try and restrict it down too much to a specific time schedule. If people, like, for example, if the deadline is like on a Sunday and for the week 1 match, and they've already played on Tuesday, and their opponent for the next week has already played, kind of thing, I might just like let them play, or get them to play it a little bit earlier, kind of thing, just to keep things moving. I think but obviously I'm not going to put it to, or bring it to a place where I feel like I can't keep track of it. Like, obviously, if people are just like going out there and playing matches like ridiculous, like literally 5 matches in a week, kind of thing, and I'm trying to keep track of who's played who, like, obviously then I can stop that. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing who comes out on top, because it's going to be interesting. There's going to be an awful lot of good players in there, and then I think with the new game, in my honest opinion anyway, has kind of evened out the gap. I know there was a gap between like the top guys and the next level, and I think that this game has really, well, at the moment anyway, has leveled it out. Oh man, my tempo is awful right now.
And 18 feet to go here.
Hey, Justin. Who else have we got? We got Bart. How's it going, man? If you got any T.G.C. one ports badly, my Purgatory got destroyed, had to repair it. Yeah, I thankfully didn't do much design work in T.G.C. one. Actually, that is a lie. I did one, and it was called Puzzles. And I think the whole idea, I robbed it from How I Met Your Mother, if anyone watches it, where they open a bar and they call it Puzzles because that's the puzzle. And I was like, I can call this Puzzles because, you know, that's the puzzle. It's actually an absolutely like ridiculous auto-gen crap. That's how I can describe it. So I won't be porting that one over. It's in T.G.C 2 if you fancy going back to the game and playing it. I think it's Puzzles Golf and Country Club or something very prestigious. But yeah, that's that's available there. Kev, how many players have you signed up so far? So as of the start of this video, I know I can see a couple of messages and comments and stuff come in there. So there might be a couple more, but we had 52, which was a lot. I was not expecting that much so fast. I was expecting to have to kind of work for the players a little bit, kind of like with the World Cup event I was going to look into do back in TGC2, but again I just kind of left that one run by the wayside, just because it was coming too close to the end. So this event is the one that we're going to focus on, and yeah, it's. I really like the idea. I mean, I hope it goes nice and smooth. But having getting to, you know, compete with other guys in your region. So all the guys in North America. So Kev is there in Canada. Actually, Justin, you've signed up as well. Justin is there as well. Like, so some of those guys are going to be playing up against each other in the in their region, and then depending on how many leagues we have. So if we end up having to split North America in two, we're going to have two leagues and they're going to compete, and a select number from both of those leagues are going to come out, and then they're going to come up against the best from the UK, the best from Europe, or whatever other divisions we have in Australia. A couple of guys from Australia at the moment, so they'll be in there too. So it'll be very, very interesting. And then obviously for the guys that don't make it through to those main playoffs, I am working on an idea right now to see what we can do, because I obviously don't want it to just go from the league into the playoffs and there's only, like, let's say for example it's a last 16, and just leave it there. I kind of want to have something that's kind of inclusive and brings kind of everything back in. So I might run like a we'll just, for argument's sake, call it a B League situation right now. But that's kind of like what I'm looking at, maybe just a different playoffs between the rest of the players.
Here is the pitching wedge, and this one's looking pretty good.
Has it got the distance? Has it got the distance? Oh, actually, wait, Justin, I'm playing you soon enough, haven't I? In David's thing.
Well, the approach
should easily beat me up anyway, or beat me up. I'm not playing boxing, but no, you should easily beat me, man. I'm not having the best of time so far. So Vlad says I got my second course accepted. Oh, nice one, man. What course was it? I might have to give it a go at some stage when I eventually get some time. Because it's... Oh, don't leave it... Oh, come on. That's just... Just get the pace. Actually, what time is it now? It is 6:07. Football kicked off, right? Where's my sky go? Anyone else go watching the football in the future? Well, it's already on right now. But anyone watching the football this afternoon? Not that we're going to do well, but go Seahawks. Poor guys, crashing and burning right now. What? Like... I love this game so much, but man, does it frustrate me. Oh my god.
And he can't be too happy with that.
You actually, like, you gotta love it. Like, you can't not love it.
Deep in the rough, folks.
Live sport. Please tell me NFL Sunday. I'll throw that in a second. Right. Back to the task at hand. We're 3 under. Okay. And would like to go 4.
Looks Looks like this is.
Ah,
going
kick
for
up,
some
kick up,
rough.
kick up. No. Never gonna get there.
This one's ended up in the rough, but it was hit from some much gnarlier rough.
Ah, I've no red zone. What the hell? Okay. Who's on? Patriots are on tonight. Steelers. Fucking hate the Steelers. I'll tell you one thing. I don't actually dislike the Steelers. I joined this group on Facebook a couple of months ago. Actually, it was just after the last season finished, and I joined it, and there was just the load of these Steelers fans that were just ridiculous and so obnoxious and so just I mean, it was like as if the Steelers were just going to win every Super Bowl and have won every Super Bowl in history, and that's all it was, kind of thing. And I'm just there like, man, like, calm down a minute, like. Oh, and then after a while, I just got fed up with it, and left. So yeah, Vikings fans, actually not as bad. New Orleans fans in that group, oh, they're shocking too. Yeah, Kansas City actually just scored a touchdown. Oh, nice. Get in. Nicely done. Needed that power big time. Tannaby Lakes Country Golf Club. Okay, sweet. I'm going to take a screenshot of that comment there so I can grab it, because I know after this round I'm not going to be hanging on here. So for anyone who kind of joined the stream late on and just wondering, what is this and what am I playing? So first off, it's Three Cliffs Bay 2019. It's a course designed by the founder of the Facebook group, Mark Davies. Mark designed this back in T.G.C. 1 and did so in a design competition that a golf magazine ran. I'm not too sure which golf magazine it was. I'm sure he would clear that up for me anyway. And it's been ported over to T.G.C. 2 and to fast again to T.G.C. 2019. So just giving it a go. I didn't know about the Facebook group or any of that kind of crack in TGC 1, so I would never have come across the course. Then TGC 2, I definitely remember, but I remember hearing it and seeing it, but never actually got around to playing it. So enjoying it so far. And what we're also doing as well is we're playing in a kind of like a warm-up round. It's a TGC. The TGC Championship is the society, and what I'm looking to do is anybody who's interested in actually playing the TGC Championship, just to enter this tournament, play around, give it your best, and what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to use the scores you put in as a way to kind of gauge skill levels, so that should we need to break up any of the leagues and stuff like that, we'll be able to do so. So Steve Gannon there, my fellow countryman, he's going to be playing in the TGC Championship and shooting 13 under par. He's definitely one to be reckoned with in the UK bracket, that's for sure. Okay, I don't need that. I need just a 3-wood. Hit 2-iron, but I don't think I'll get down there. That could be good. Oh, it's going to kick left, isn't it? Oh, no. Oh, wow. Get in. Get in. Oh, that was close. Vikings all the way from Kev. I'm sorry, Kev. No, I can't. I'm sorry. The fans on that group were absolutely shocking. I like the Vikings as a team, but the fans in that group, man, oh my god! You should see it. It's ridiculous. And they're all no matter what. I'm not a Patriots fan. But I like to admire and at least respect the Patriots and Belichick and Brady for what they've done. People can come along and go cheating and whatever, and I'm like, look, I mean, he got punished for whatever he got punished for, and but I mean, at the end of the day, like he still has, is it 5 Super Bowls? I mean, if he cheated in all of them, then you got to look at the NFL for the problem, not him. Um, but yeah, I have a massive respect, but they all hate him. They all, like, literally, like, I can't get over the fact that they all absolutely detest him as much as they do. But it's funny. Okay, I'm watching on my new PS4 Pro, but I don't know how to chat with it. I'm having to write this with my phone. Yeah, I don't think you can actually chat, like, type comments and stuff like that on the PlayStation. As far as I'm aware, you can. I don't think you can anyway. I think you actually would have to use the Direct YouTube app through your phone or tablet or anything like that. I don't think it would work on the PlayStation device. I could be wrong, but I think that's the way it's going to be.
Going with the 8-iron. Well, the shot looks a bit off.
I don't even feel like I'm hitting him that, like, swinging that fast or swinging that slow, depending on the shot. It is working out for me, thank God. But no. Let's go in there. Eric just tuned in. Hey Eric, what's going on, man? Eric, massive Cleveland fan. Poor guy. They've had a pretty tough 12 months. I mean, lost LeBron to the Lakers. Cleveland Browns went. I was almost going to say undefeated. They didn't win a game all last season, but they tied against the Steelers in week 1, so definitely a good thing. But hope you're keeping well, Eric, and I hope the family aren't keeping you awake too much. Just turning on the clowns. That's funny.
5 feet from the cup.
Right, let's go back and see what the crack is with this Kansas City and Steelers. Oh, actually, I have Antonio Brown in my fantasy, so I must keep an eye out. Oh, they're already punting, so it's not it's not looking good. Can someone, like, is there a way that I can play around with someone and someone just do all the putting for me?
And tapping that one in for bogey.
Wish that was an option where you could just kind of play a game and just go, no, you can take over, put that for me, and then they put it and you just take back over again. That'd be ideal, but sadly not. Can you use any club level? Yeah, Stephen, so I am leaving it open to other club levels, but what I have specifically, and it is very, very specific, you have to play off the same team or T set. So if someone decides to take out I don't even know what all the other club levels are, but I'm going to go with is it pro clubs and is it standard? Is that what they're called now? I'm not entirely sure. But if that's what they opt to go with, then, I mean, if you're going to have that slightly easier and an easier swing, then you're going to still have to play off those back tees. I'm not going to push them up front. So, like, the matches are going to be set up essentially like, you're going to have to, like, so whoever you're playing. So, for example, Stephen, there's a good chance I'm going to play you at some stage, if we're in the same league. If not, then based on my play right now, we're not going to play each other. But
250 yards away.
If we're in the same league, then the onus is on the players playing to go out and send a friend request, and set up the match that way. And then at least that way, then you can go ahead and set up the match. But if anybody turns around and plays around off different tees and doesn't go back to the tees they're supposed to be on, then it's just going to be a straight win for whoever plays on the correct tees. Now, obviously, if it's done by mistake, then just hop out and restart again, kind of thing. But if a score is submitted with the wrong conditions or the wrong tee boxes, then we'll have to go ahead and award that match to the right person. Player, pro, and master.
And that is some
you can write comments from the PS4. Oh, that's handy. I really didn't know that. Amateur ladies and pro clubs. Oh, hilarious. Yeah, I figured that was you. I saw it earlier on and I was like, right, let's, because I'm only using this as a way to gauge skill levels and stuff like that. So, just so we can balance them out, because I've got like 20, I think I've 24, um, from North America, and I think I've 19 from the UK and Ireland together. So what's more than likely going to happen there is they're both going to be split into two, and do it from there. So this is where this event just helps me out a little bit in making sure that I don't have one league ridiculously top heavy and the other league just, I suppose, with players not that aren't at the top level in the game, and then it does crazy mismatches then when it comes to the playoffs.
Ooh, that was very close.
That's the now that when I actually
And this
am
for
putting like
the
and
birdie.
getting the pace reasonably on point, that's what's happening quite a lot. Is like I am getting an awful lot of lip outs. I played in I think Ryan. I don't know if he's still on the chat here, but he was there earlier, and I was playing in his society, which is the Links
And
Lobby.
setting
Check it
up
out. It's
on the
a fun
16th
casual
green.
society. If you're just looking to play something a bit casual, it's a good place to go. Playing St Andrews at the moment, and in the first round I had 2 4 putts inside 5 feet, which is just shocking, and then about 10 lip outs, and all these putts were tracking. They were like 20 feet away, kind of thing, tracking towards the hole, and just gone. Super frustrating. Okay,
I
first
think we'll
decent
find some fairway here.
shot in a while. Hey, Tapman, how's it going?
And from 165 yards.
Or Daryl, should I say? I'm just so used to seeing the usernames pop up, I just call everyone by their PSN. How are we all doing, guys? How did we all get on in the all shot this week, actually? I feel I hit a par 5 and 2 and took a 7. Yeah, Eric, I'm like, I think, well, judging by your message in the thread earlier, I think that you're starting to come out of the kind of funk that at least, well, we were both in for a while. Then you decided to get better at the game. How considerate of you.
Going with the
But
7-iron on this one.
yeah, it's
Smelling pretty
it's.
good.
I feel like it's a kind of game that you have like. Bye bye ball. You have to like be ready for it. You have to give it 100%. You can't just hop on and just play
And about
like literally
29
just play a
feet
very
to the
casual
cup.
round. I remember in T.G.C too. If I wanted to take my eyes off the prize a little bit, I could still shoot like 4 or 5 under, um, with ease, like without any like real difficulty. Now, if the course was really hard, obviously that would change. But if it was just a default course, for example, then yeah. But in here, man, Jesus, requires all my attention just to shoot 4 under par.
Ooh, just missing here.
Close, close.
Yes, about 3 feet to the cup from here.
Ah, the charger keeps falling out of my phone.
Ooh, almost, almost. This looks like around a 4-footer, I'd say. And that'll be for the bogey. And number 17. think that's the 4 iron. This one's heading for the green. And missing the approach on that one. And to save par. Teeing it up here on the 18th. It's looking like this is bound for the short stuff. And about 235 to the pin from here.
Check in there now that you can all hear me again. Just pop a comment there in the thread and I'll be able to saying, no, I didn't pull the mic out at all, actually. That's happened a few times. Might need to get a new headset. Colin never pulls out. Yeah, that's why I have a child. Lol. I can't believe I just said lol. Anyway, we'll get over it.
And here's the 3-wood. Looks like this is
a little bit big. I think I might need to come away from that gap wedge and put the 5-wood back in the bag, because there's way too much of a gap. Oh, you can hear me now. Sweet. Yeah, I must take a look at that, because you were saying something there about the marker changes when you move around, which isn't good. So I'm going to kind of take a look at that and see what happens. Man, that ran on a while. Did not think I need to put any spin on that.
And if this drops, that's for a final round score of 68.
Okay, let's try and get the birdie. And she goes.
Birdie.
Your short putting stats taking a hit. Oh man, you've no idea. You've no idea. I can't. Like, I know I always struggled to a degree with my short putts, like the little knee knockers. Those were always my downfall. Like, I felt like I could make most putts from like 10, 15, 20 feet, maybe 25 feet. Anything beyond that was kind of like a, 50-50 whether it would go in or not. But like, now it's the complete opposite. It's like 50-50 whether it will go in or not. The 10 to 20 don't go in, and the knee knockers are just like, I might as well admit that I'm 3-putting, because that's the way it's going to go. But yeah, that's it for me. Bang on the hour, which is actually perfect. So yeah, had an awful lot of fun there. Looking forward to the T.G.C Championship event. If you are interested, please just contact me on PSN, because I won't pick it up on YouTube. It's awkward to try and organize things through there. So just message me on PSN. I'll be able to add you into the list, and then we'll get it sorted. So just a quick wrap up on what it is. So it's basically a divisional match play league. We're going to have different regions. We're going to have the US, we're going to have Europe, we're going to have the UK, and we're going to have Australia. So that's what the aim is. We might not get enough players to fill a certain division. I might have to mix and match, but that is kind of what we're hoping for. And what we're going to do from there then is we're going to have people from that region, so people in the US play against people in the US. Makes it easier to set up matches because they're playing in a very similar time zone, rather than trying to play matches from the UK to the US, and you know, people having to play at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the US just to fit it in with us at 9 o'clock kind of thing. So it makes all the league matches way easier. And what will happen then is that depending on how many leagues we'll have, we're going to have a select number from each league are going to progress out of that league into, I suppose what you could call it is like a world playoff championship, which is going to have the best from every league, and they're going to compete to win the title. Then, like the league point system, it's going to be 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, 0 for a loss, and the holes won and lost are going to be used as a method of separating people in case of any ties. Matches are all going to be done through, like, they're essentially going to be like a live match play. You're going to go in, create the in-game party, invite your opponent to it, and then play the match. We're not going to be playing matches versus ghost balls, simply because we have a match play feature there, so we're going to use it. Second of all, it's trying to make sure conditions are the exact same for everyone else. And also making sure that everyone's on the same setup, that we have the exact same tees, same weather conditions, same pin positions. It makes life so much easier, because also when you play the match play live like that, the scorecard does everything for you. It tells you how much you won, how many holes you won. Just send them to me at the end and I look after everything else. But that's pretty much in a nutshell. If you have any questions, if you have any queries on absolutely anything, please don't hesitate to get in touch. I'll be happy to answer anything I can. Someone offered me a trade. Well, they can back off because they're not having my players. So anyway, thank you for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed having the chat with you and everything else. I didn't enjoy how I played because I didn't play that well, but we are getting better every day. And listen, guys, smash the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't done so yet. It's massively appreciated. And if you can hit that bell button as well, you'll be subscribed when I'm back on next. No doubt my next videos are going to be all T.G.C championship related. We're going to have updates, we're going to have league setups and stuff like that. So if you are in the league, just hit that bell, and at least the next time I'm online and you don't get a message about it, at least you'll know. Okay, so guys, I hope you have an absolutely awesome Sunday afternoon. To the guys in the States, enjoy your football. To the guys this side, have a lovely evening, and we'll speak to you all next day. Bye now.